Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. And good night, Australia. Good morning, Mexico. So thank you so much, dear heart, for your presence here in this Friday. Morning from Louisiana. Hola. So, Calimera, so that I cannot speak. So, thank you, dear hearts. Thank you so much for your presence, for your loving, and it's 3 p.m. here. And so let us start ourselves in God's way. Welcome to the 7 Sacred Weeks Vlog 39. In today's service, we will perform decrease and visualization for expansion of our electronic circle. Today would be the alignment, but as we are going to do just one session more, and then we are going to have a pause of 4 weeks until we start with the 7 sacred weeks, I decided to do today the decrease and close our series of service during this year with the alignment. And then we are going to do the decrease and visualization for healing and opulence. And then we are going to talk about the electronic body. And as always, just place the attention on your mighty and presence, the Christ presence within your heart. And just feel that presence alive within you. Send your love and gratitude to that presence within, God within you, and invite it to take command, hold dominion, and produce perfection in your outer activity of thoughts, feelings, words, and deeds. And just feel that there is only one power and intelligence acting through us. And that is that great I am presence. Then let us do together the opening blessing. Beloved mighty and presence here, there, and everywhere, we love you, bless, and thank you forever, forever, and beyond. For I am in you, and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Now, dear hearts, let us move our attention to the Christmas star above our houses. Just visualize that star shining like a sun in the atmosphere above your house. And visualize that sun expanding, descending to bless the area where you live. Visualizing your house, your family, your neighborhood, your city being charged of ascended master, purity, ascended master wisdom, ascended master harmony, ascended master healing, ascended master perfection of light. And I know it's done, and it's I am, Almighty I am. Now let's feel the connection of that star above our house to the star above the Rocky Mountains. And feel the heart of this activity. The Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat is there. I feel the presence of beloved Lanto, beloved Saint Germain, and many other ascended masters. May they protect our force field that builds a sphere of radiant light around this planet. And may they support us during this service, and may they pour their blessings through this force field, life within it. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Let us now take the water and do the call for the Elixir of Life. Beloved I am presence, Saint Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements, and powers of light. Please charge this mineral water with whatever substances and virtues we need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the ascended masters in our physical bodies when we drink this water at the end of our decrees. By the light of God that never fails, I command, I demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So let's put the water to be charged during the service. And now we are going to do the calls for the electronic circle of protection, and in the end, the visualization. So together, beloved mighty I am presence, ascended masters, Elohim, archangels, our higher mental bodies and cosmic beings of light. I am the violet flame in through and around my four lower bodies, always sustained and in God's purity. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty, fulfill and now this call, I am. I am the beauty, perfection, and power of my tube of crystalline white light substance, always lighting, radiant, and full of vibrations of light that makes and keeps me invisible and invincible to all human creation now and forever. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty, fulfill and now this call, I am. I am the invincible power of the wall of radiant blue flame, sealing my tube of light, giving me total protection against disturbing elements and human suggestions. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty, fulfill and now this call, I am. I am the invincible power of my electronic circle of protection, now manifested and forever sustained. I am the invincible power of my electronic circle of protection, now manifested and forever sustained. I am the invincible power of my electronic circle of protection, now manifested and forever sustained. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am one with my source of life, the cosmic light, God Almighty. Fulfill and now this call, I am. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now just contemplate the chart, the animated chart of the mighty and presence. Just visualize yourself in the position of the Chilam and open your arms to receive the power and powers within your own causal body. Feel the violet flame blaze and blaze and blaze and through and around you. Feel the reality of this violet flame. Accept it and invite it to hold your personality in the perfection of the Christ. Then feel the radiance of your tube of light. Feel the reality of it. Seal this tube of light with the blue light of cosmic Christ purity, given to your electronic circle, almighty protection. And now feel your oneness with your source of light, love, and life, your mighty I am presence in your electronic body. Feel the reality of that presence operating through your physical manifestation in this human octave. And accept it. and it's done. And I call this almighty protection for you, that you may live in this planet, but within this almighty protection, you may never more be touched by human creation until the moment you are completely ascended and free. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now we are going to start our decrease and visualization. And as always, I'd like that you visualize yourself as that ascended master presence that you are right here and now in cosmic levels. And let us surround this planet, building a circle of light around the planet. Now let us send rays of love into the center of this planet. And visualize these rays. If you want golden rays, or pink rays, or white fire rays, just visualizing the flame of love being anchored in the heart of this planet, and then from the heart, this love expanding in, through, and around the planet, and also flooding, enlighten the atmosphere of this planet, harmonizing all conditions here. And now let's send golden rays to flood and bless America and her people. Visualize the wisdom of God being charged in this moment in the hearts and minds of all American people. Give them wisdom to choose what is the best for their country. And then let us do these 2 decrees for America. Beloved mighty I am presence and great divine director, seize the possession of America, the government and her people, control her resources and direct her activities by the almighty perfection. Envelop her in that invincible wall of light through which nothing can pass, but the perfection of the ascended masters, and keep it eternally sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And beloved mighty I am presence, Saint Germain, great divine director, Cycropia, power and powers of light, take command, hold dominion, and produce perfection in the 2024 elections in America, bringing to victory only the candidate who can best serve thy light and who can do the best for America in the world. I know it is done and it is sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And I ask the same wisdom and discernment for all people in this planet, so we may have God government here, there, and everywhere manifested. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And let's do also this violet flame decree. Beloved in mighty and presence, Saint Germain, architects and mighty legions of angels of the violet flame, descend with your sun presence of the violet flame, cosmic Christ control, in through and around me, my house, affairs, family, neighbors, city, country, and world. Releasing my external activity from everything that is not the perfection of the ascended masters. Keep this sun presence flowing, cleaning, sweeping away any and all particles of discord from my being and word until I am ascended and free, free from all human creation now and for all eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now, dear hearts, we are going to do feel decrees for healing. Just to start it, imagine yourself within the emerald green flame of beloved Lady Meta, and feel this flame healing all the cells, organs of your body. Then within this healing flame, let us call, beloved ascended Master Presence that I am, beloved Mother Mary, Lady Meta, and powers of healing, flood your cosmic light substances through me, intensify and increase it until it becomes visible to myself and all mankind. Project your cosmic light rays to heal, quiet, and strengthen the light substance in the nerves of my physical body and of everyone on the planet, making me forget all fear and replace it by the cosmic flame of cosmic love. Move me forward in a pillar of cosmic light substance from your realm of light, so pleasant human creation cannot longer exist anywhere. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now let's feel the expansion of this emerald green flame and the luminous presence of beloved Hilarion. And let us call, beloved mighty and presence, angelic host, Master Hilarion, and great host of ascended masters. I am the healing by light for which we call. I am the healing by light that raises all. I am the healing by light that blasts all free. I am the healing by light that makes all see. I am the healing by light that is our victory. I am the healing by light that make us all like it. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And beloved mighty I am presence, great central sun and power and powers of healing. Charge, 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 blaze, 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 expand, 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 forever manifest, and forever concentrated, a billion times more each instant of each day, with lightning speed each instant of each hour, the cosmic fire of the sacred love of the sacred fire, the healing love of the sacred fire, the invincible, victorious, all-free Christ, in through and around and to all under this radiation, and keep all under this radiation healed, 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 in advance today and forever, a billion times more each instant of each day, with lightning speed each instant of each hour. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And so feel this healing. Beloved mighty and presence, and beloved ascended Master, Metta, charge me with your indestructible health and forever keep my feelings at peace. See that I am always at ease and in perfect comfort. Feel that. Charge me with your indestructible health and forever keep my feelings at peace. See that I am always at ease and in perfect comfort. Charge me with your indestructible health and forever keep my feelings at peace. See that I am always at ease and in perfect comfort. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. When we heal our feelings, we heal our bodies. And let's continue. Beloved mighty I am presence, charge the points of light in every cell of my body to expand their light consciousness until that expansion dissolves all density and sets my body free in the dominion of its own light. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And dear hearts, I just would like that you feel that within each cell of your body there is a point of light. And I want that you feel the expansion of that light in this moment until you feel the illumination of your physical body. This activity expands the light within, and that light dissolves all density, all illness around the cells. And visualizing that in this moment, that light, by the power of the light, bring forth the harmony and perfect pattern of your bodies, of your inner organs, and that you are completely healed in this moment. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And let us send this emerald green flame to heal the world. Just visualize the holy planet immersed in this emerald green flame. You can put on it touches of golden and pink if you want. And just visualize and feel the healing activity in action. Healing, healing, and healing animals, mankind, the forces of nature, the spirits of the nations, and earth itself. And so it's done and is sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now we are going also to do few decrees for opulence. You know, we need to have a healthy body, because without a healthy body, we cannot really serve the ascended masters on this physical plane. And we are here to serve the light, but we can do it just if we feel good. And then we need also opulence. I would like to work to expand these two flames within us in the next year, because we needed to have a healthy body, and then we needed to have opulence, because through this God's opulence we can manifest God perfection, and we can invest in the ascended master projects on this physical world. So let's feel today we are going to use the blessings of the Mahachohan that is connected to the forces of nature, and also with the God supply of every good thing, and also with our beloved Saint Germain, which is our, or who is our sponsor, and also beloved Helios. So just feel the luminous presence of beloved Mahachohan enfold in you. And let us call beloved mighty and presence, beloved Mahachohan, and powers of love. We humbly call. Open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven. Open to now by God's own hand. Open to now by God's own hand. Open to now by God's own hand. Open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven. Open to now by God's love ray. Open to now by God's love ray. Open to now by God's love rain. Open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven, open the floodgates of heaven. Open it today, open it this day, open it God's way. In our hands and use God's supply overflows every day. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now feel the luminous presence of beloved Saint Germain woven upon you, and from his presence descending supply of every good thing upon you. And let us call beloved mighty again presence and beloved Saint Germain. Release his supply to us, release his supply to us, release his supply to us. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Release his supply to us, release his supply to us, release his supply to us. Abundant money now on hand, abundant money now on hand, abundant money now on hand. Release his supply to us, release his supply to us, release his supply to us. Millions each hour, millions each hour, millions each hour. Release his supply to us, release his supply to us, release his supply to us. By beloved victory's power, by beloved victory's power, by beloved victory's power. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And beloved mighty and presence, and beloved Saint Germain here. Blaze, blaze, and blaze, and forever blaze, a billion times more each instant of each day, with lightning speed, each instant of each hour. Oceans, oceans, oceans of the invincible victory of the invincible cosmic violet consuming flame as of a thousand suns, of a thousand suns, of a thousand suns, in, through, and around, and to bow under this radiation, and keep all under this radiation, supplied with every good thing, everywhere, forever, a billion times more each instant of each day, with lightning speed each instant of each hour. Keep it all supplied in advance today and forever. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now feeling the luminous presence of beloved Helios, also charging us with his supply of every good thing. And let us call beloved mighty and presence, mighty healers and ascended masters. I stand, face, and conquer. I stand, face, and conquer. I stand, face, and conquer with my heart's flame of fire love to thee. And I am invincibly, victoriously, eternally, this instant, God-free, tax-free, Christ-free, debt-free, ascended master-free, violet flame-free, violet flame-free, violet flame-free, cosmic Christ-free, from all lack and limitation, everywhere, forever. And I demand it is physically manifest. I expect it is physically manifest. I am this physically manifest in all our ascended Jesus Christ victory, light, and freedom attained right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now let us visualize that we are within this golden flame of opulence. We can combine the golden flame with also the green flame. And also visualize the holy planet immersed in this golden flame. And visualizing that the power and powers of the light descend with their blessings upon all of us, all children of light, all messengers of God, all light workers, here, there, and everywhere, all life streams who are doing the right thing in this planet. And that nobody who is serving the light can lack in anything. Here, there, and everywhere. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And now, dear hearts, we are going to enter our theoretical part. We are going to talk a little bit about the electronic body. And I would love if you can ask your beloved mighty and presence to help me to explain it to you. You see, this subject, it's not easy. We talk about the electronic body, we talk about the mighty and presence, but when we need to go deep and understand it, what it means, it's really an abstract concept. Until this morning, I I was thinking about that maybe I would be better if I didn't um, haven't said to you that I would give you this class. But I said it and I prepared this class, and I hope that you can understand it, because you see, when we are talking about the personality and even about the higher mental body and the causal body, because you remember the higher mental body is the garden, the causal body is the garden, we are still reaching some mental level. But when we are talking about the electronic body, we are trying to explain something that we cannot explain in words. That is the truth. The electronic body is in such a level of vibratory frequency, in such a higher level, that it's really difficult to explain what happens there in human language. And it's difficult to explain in human language for me that I don't have perfect dominion of English. It's still more difficult to try to explain to you something that normally we cannot explain in human language, to explain to you in human language, in a human language that it's not my language, the daily language that I use, because my mother tongue is Portuguese. As you know, I am from Brazil and I live in Germany, so I talk in my daily routine German. So English is just the language I use for the teachings. But I will try my best, and I hope you can enjoy it. Just to introduce, I use it in the building of this presentation, the book Electrons and the journal 1, 2, and 3. They are books from the Bridge to Freedom teachings. And then I use Man Visible and Invisible by Leadbeater. Is a theosophical book. And then I use also the volumes 2, 3, and 4 from the I Am Discourses from the Saint Germain Press. And also I use some concepts from the Theosophy Wiki that is a website with the explanation or meaning of the terminology that we use in the theosophical teachings. So we are going to understand just a little about the electronic level of our beings. And to start it, it's good to know that is the seventh principle of man, counting upwards. No, because we also can count it from the electronic body to the physical. So the electronic would be the first and the physical the seventh. But because we see life from the physical level, normally it's we prefer to see the physical as the first, because we are here and now in this moment seeing the universe within and without, because is within and is without at the same time. So, and another time I would like to remind you that in the theosophic teachings, they don't have this term electronic body. This term electronic body belongs to the new dispensations. No, it starts there with the I am activity. In the theosophic teachings, what we call electronic body is what they say monad, that is the atomic and Buddhic principles working together. And just also that we remember the atomic plane is the third plane, counting also from now downwards, no, this in the saint, and the union, our bodies, our seven bodies doesn't start here, but in this third level, because from here we have the manifested universe. And here in the Eastern philosophy, atomic and Buddhic normally are seen as monad. And in the Ascended Master teachings, we call it electronic body. So there is some difference, and we are going to try to see why we have these differences today. And so also to remember the higher mental body, the causal body, and the electronic body builds what we call individuality, and then the four lower bodies builds our personality. That is important to understand. And I go to introduce this presentation with some words of beloved Jesus. I took this dictation because, in fact, to talk about the electronic level of our beings in this physical world, we always need to associate it with the two other principles, that is the causal body and the higher mental body, because the electronic body itself, it cannot exist alone for our perception here, no? And so let's see what beloved Jesus explains about it. Beloved ones, this great radiation, which it is my privilege to bring into the world of form today, brings to mind my own experience with that beautiful, immortal, threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, which abides also within your hearts, At that time, we call that threefold flame the Christ. So just keep it in mind. Threefold flame, the Christ. In as simple terms as possible, let me now endeavor to explain to you the Holy Trinity and the activity of the Christ for you. Today we shall not go up beyond Helios and Vesta of our physical sun, but we could go up and up indefinitely. Beloved, Jesus told that because you see, what we call God for us is these great beings or entities that govern our solar system. If we go until the solar system, that for us is beloved Helios and Vesta. But the solar system is within a system, and that in that system there is also the great central sun that several solar systems orbit around that sun. So, and for that presence of Helios in Vesta, God would be the entities that govern that holy systems of solar system. So we can go up and up, but let us to stay in our solar system and especially in our earth plan because it's easy for us. So first you have beloved Helios and Vesta. He presented the Father, Mother, God to these systems of words. Then you have the creation by then of the individualized I am presence of each life stream and their projection of the immortal threefold flame of eternal truth into its heart. In turn, the beautiful electronic presence I am, externalizes through itself the divine nature, the spirit of the Father, Mother, God, representing the activity of the Holy Spirit in celestial realms. Of course, this is in celestial realms. First, you have the God parents of the system, Helios and Vesta, and then you have the millions of electronic I am presence, which in turn have around them their causal bodies, which they have created by the release of their God nature. So that is something important. They have around them the causal bodies that they have created by the release of their God nature, what we talked last week. Following the divine plan of the God parents, now we come to a consideration of the lower activity insofar as it affects you, unascended. For our instruction now, let us consider thus your own I am presence becomes for you the Father, Mother, God. Because it, why it is Father, Mother, God. It is Father, Mother, God actually is the monad with these two principles, that is the atomic and Buddhic working together. The Christ abiding within your physical heart is the Son, which, when allowed to consciously direct and completely control the four lower bodies, creates around your physical form the same glory as your own causal body, and the Holy Spirit in the atmosphere around you as well. So, as we have explained to you, that is the Holy Trinity of God expression so far as the celestial realms are concerned. Then, two, in a perfectly developed individual still unascended, the I am presence of that one represents the Father to him, Father, Mother here, no? The Christ presence within his heart represents the Son, which Son is made in the image and likeness of that presence. That means the Father, Mother, or godparents. Then there is also the Holy Spirit presence, the created aura of harmonious, qualified energy filled with faith in the perfection of the will of God, of illumination as to the fulfillment of the divine plan, the love of the God parents, expression to all creation, the purity of the God nature, holding to the perfection of the fulfillment of the divine plan, the ability to concentrate upon and follow through the producing of the divine ideas and designs, the rhythm of invocation needed to produce a symmetrical pattern, and the feeling of God peace which protects, sustains, and expands the perfection drawn forth. In all religions and occult studies, you find that which cannot be explained clearly to the people is carefully placed in the category of mysteries by its priesthood. And beloved Jesus finished this explanation say that in fact things are simple when we understand them. And then just to remember or to remind you that the Holy Trinity is the electronic presence. I am representing the Father, Mother, God, nature within you. In the case, the monad. The Christ, that is the higher mental body, is the Son. In fact, is the likeness or the projection of that electronic presence of the Father, Mother, God, nature, in a lower level of manifestation. So that presence of the Christ is rooted in the electronic body, but also anchored in the human heart. So, in fact, the electronic body would be more like this white fire light in the core of the causal body. And then from there, we start seeing the Christ presence that is rooted there and anchored in the human heart, because it's the Christ, the one that incarnates and experience life to master it through the personality. And then we have the causal body or aura representing the Holy Spirit. That is that energy, the powers created by the right use of that electronic substance of the higher levels of our beings here. When we use that energy here in the mental, astral, and physical planes in the right way. So I'd like just to make a connection, because you see this term electronic that the Ascended Master start using in the dictations. It's a very new term. Before that core was explained or as the atomic and Buddhic principles acting together, or as the monad. And with the I am activity, we have this new concept of the electronic body. But this electronic word is a very recent addition to our vocabulary. And to understand this word comes from the Greek, so the ancient Greeks, and is connected with the term electron that is connected to electricity. And we would say that this word electronic can be a phenomenon related to the flow of the electrons. But the electrons is something discovered recently in the outer world. I am not telling you that the inner levels, the ascended master surely knew that, but in the outer world, it started in the 19th century, no? And we hear more that back to the 20th century until today, that with the physics quantum, that we are talking more about it. So this term electronic is a very new term for our outer vocabulary in this world. And you see, the ascended master, before we had something that was monad, called monad, or sometimes explained as the work together of these atomic and Buddhic principle working together. So let's say monad, and the ascended master changed this word for electronic, that comes from the electron. So we see that there is a reason because why they have done that. They have done that for a reason, for sure. And it's because there is a connection between monad and electron. This connection is not really accepted or proved by the scientific world, but they still start he's certain about it, and I think in the future we are going to have surprises about it, because you see, the ascended master changed the word bona for electronic body, no? Electronic body. But, and so electronic is connected to electrons. And if we go to study it, I don't go to enter on it today because otherwise it is impossible to do it in 1-2 hours, no? But there are connections between them because both monad and electrons are often described as indivisible, for example, no? Both monads and electrons are seen as unity or unities. And there is this Leibniz philosophy about the monads. That is something very interesting, but I don't go to enter on it today, that also describe that the monads are believed to exist in a pre-established harmony, interacting with each other in a predetermined way, and the electrons also similarly interact with each other according to the laws of physics, creating a harmonious universe. And so let's see, just I put here just that we can imagine this connection because the atom, no, we can imagine the atom as a tiny solar system. The nucleus is like the sun, and the electrons are like the planets orbiting around it. And electrons, in fact, are very small particles, a subatomic particle with a negative charge. And they are always moving around the nucleus, much like how planets orbit the sun. And then to make the connection, I put this dictation of beloved Saint Germain from the Ascended Master Instruction, that is the volume 4, also talking about this electronic activity. Whatever the Master says, no, wherever there is force, there is always some point of electronic activity. And from the higher standpoint, it is very noticeable. The electrons in our atmosphere are the emanation from the great central sun, the white fire body of the mighty gun presence, and its natural element qualified electronic activity, the same as each element in itself qualifies the electronic activity. The electron is a universal element that is the Spirit of God. Therefore, each element applying or using the electron qualifies it according to the element's own sphere or activity. So the electron is the Spirit of God, and the monads are also called the Spirit of God. So the Mahashohan also on the subject told, the smallest manifestation of life that can be measured by terms which man would understand is the electron. These electrons are the body of God. Again, Spirit of God or the body of God. They are pure universal life substance, have an intelligence within them that responds like lightning to the creative power of both God and man. Man is supposed to be God in action, no? In this octave. These electrons in varying forms make up the atoms of the physical world. The geometrical design and the speed of action around the central core, as well as other factors, determine the particular type of atom. And many atoms vibrate at various rates. For instance, form the substance of iron or of steel or of gold or of flesh. The electron is the same, but how it functions around the core and how many of them you make the vibration of a substance. And so we have iron and flesh that is a very dense substance, or gold that is a higher frequency, but the electron in itself is the same. The same universal light substance is within all manifest form, but the creative power of the Godhead determines the vibratory action of the atom and also its geometrical design. Therefore, all physical substance is part of the universal light substance, and all is the body of God. All is fluidic, in constant motion, extremely sensitive, and obedient to God direction. And so, electrons are the building blocks of the universe, which are life substance. In Saint Germain's words, the Spirit of God. Now, according to the theosophical teachings, monads are the ultimate elements of the universe, very similar to the electrons. Is spiritual substantial entity, self-motivated, self-impelled, self-conscious in infinitely varying degrees. They engendered other monads, which in turn engendered others, and thus it springs up the host of living entities, forming the immense variety and unity of the manifested world. So we see that although It has not yet been scientifically demonstrated electrons and monads are the primordial substance that builds the universe. Monad being, for me, more a metaphysical concept that means an archetype, and the electron a physical concept that starts to come forth to our outer consciousness in this world. Note that if we study the teachings, especially the theosophic teachings that I am more connected, we have different kinds of monads. We say monad, but we have the elemental monad, the mineral monad, the vegetable monad, the animal monad, the human monad, the suprahuman monad that would be the ascended master for us, and so on. The logo, solar logoi monad, and so on. But in the same time that this monad can evolve through life, it's also said all the times they are all differentiations of the primordial monad. So the monad evolves, but in fact, all this evolution is connected to that first one, that first monad that is emanated from the absolute. And for us, we see in the teachings that the Ascended Master says, no, your I am presence is one with my I am presence and is one with all the I am presence. So, when we talk about the I am presence, there is no separation. We see it as separated thing in this outer world, but in fact, we are just differentiations of that first principle or that first I am presence. And that I am presence in the first principle is also called monad, that in the Theosophic teachings is this atomic principle that is the core of father, mother together, close by the Buddhic level or the second principle that for us we just call it electronic body. So the monads evolve. Now the electron is always the same. Until this moment, the scientists saw that they have the same mass, the same charge, the same spin, the same magnetic momentum, and all their properties are the same. So I would put here a food for thought that we are continue to discuss it in the next year. We cannot do it in once. Could be, could the electron be the physical manifestation of this primordial archetype monad? I let this question. We are going to talk more about it in the next year, because this is the presentation that I am going to talk about it, and then next time we are going to close doing alignment, and then we have a pause, and then the 7 sacred weeks, and then in February of the next year we come back with our studies again. So remember, I think when I talk about the higher mental body, I created that picture here, because we have the ocean of light or life that is this electronic level, and within it, I told you that we have some atoms differentiate because they are these atomic principle close by the Buddhic matter that would be or will be what will generate the life streams, because they are already prepared to be individualized life streams. And but in this moment they are unconsciousness. And I put here some words of Blavatsky from the Secret Doctrine. The monad is impersonal and a god per se, albeit unconscious on this plan. So they do not have conscious of this outer plane. For divorced from its third, often called fifth principle, that is the mind, which is the horizontal line of the first manifested triangle or trinity, it can have no consciousness of or perception of things on this earthly plane. And I told it why. Because when we talk about just of the electronic body, we are talking about of an archetype, and that archetype is like I think it's because of this reason that the ascended masters in many times put in the dictations, no, your electronic body, your I am presence in your electronic body does not have any consciousness of what you are doing this physical level, because that presence in the cosmic level, in that electronic level, stay just there. And we can just see the action of that presence through what we call the presence of the Christ. That is the formation of our higher mental body. Because I don't know if you remember that I told you, you have there that electronic core, and that electronic core just releases a ray into the higher mental levels, and therefore a projection of itself. So it lower a bit of itself in this higher mental level, form the presence, what you call higher mental body, that is the Christ presence, that is alike, that is the projection of that perfection of our spiritual level. And that projector, that from that projection, that starts the building of our causal body. Because when we have that projection, that we can start going through the journey of life, through using the lower garments of our personality, and bring forth that potential to the reality through our experience through life. So for this reason, I told you we cannot talk about the electronic level without joining it in this set of three, because the one is just perceived when it is three. And because it is when we have the Christ presence, the higher mental body, and our causal body, that we can say, really, I am that I am. Before that, we are just that electronic light. And so I put here again the what beloved Jesus taught, and I put this diagram to show you. This electronic level cannot be separated, we can just perceive it when we join it through its projection that we call the higher mental body, or the Christ, that is the bridge, is that one that is part of the spiritual level, know our divine plan, our blueprint, but because it also is anchored within our hearts through our Christ presence within. And it is that consciousness that is trying to master the matter of the lower levels, evolving through the personality. And so we can just really perceive this trinity or this electronic level when we link it together, that is the presence, the Christ, and the causal body, because the causal body is the action, is built by the action of that consciousness here through the personality. When the personality is so purified that it begins to act in the right way, it's built the causal body. And that causal body is something that comes around that electronic level and becomes something eternal for us. And we are going to understand it more with the next slide. So we see that in the teachings, we are going to find always this word, the might I am presence is the God within. The might I am presence is the Christ within. We have thousands of dictations with this expression. We cannot put everything, but I choose here something that we see that we always connect, because we just can perceive the electronic levels through the Christ that is our higher mental body. And the ascended master keep always hitting in this point. So in this dictation, beloved Saint Germain speaks. The time required to attain this mastery is tremendously shortened when the individual comes to the understanding that this physical body is the temple of the mighty and presence, the God of the universe, and the very life energy which moves his body across the floor is the most high living God. This is the Christ, the only begotten Son, God in action. So the Christ is that presence that is an archetype in action on this level. However, I find many who get tremendous results by think of it as the ascended master within, or simply the mighty I am presence within our hearts, to whom they can talk, to whom we can talk. Why? Because in fact, this sun or this higher mental body is the projection of that presence. This presence is a glorious blazing light. Who the master is talking here is the Christ. You can see its light within your outer mind and body. Its visible, tangible presence resting a short distance above your physical body. You can speak to it, you see, you can speak to it and receive its definite answers, perfection, direction, and wondrous revelation. So the master says also in another part of the magic presence, I know you were not yet accustomed to what seems unusual, but to the Master Christ. You see, the Master Christ, the I am presence within you. So the Master Christ is the one that brings that archetype of the electronic body into manifestation in this world that we are experiencing through our embodiment. There cannot be anything unusual. So for that presence, everything is possible. And here I put this little sentence from the I Am Discourse, Volume 3, where the Master says, I am is the activity of that life, and I am is the full activity of God. In another point, he tells us that this full activity of God is this Trinity working together, that within the presence we have the tree. And so, in fact, we cannot perceive just the presence. We need always to perceive these three working together, because they are just one thing, even when we need to study it in separate way. So that life that the Master tells us here is the life of the Logos, or the cosmic Christ, the universal I Am presence. It carries the three activity of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the same book, the Master explained, when Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life, he gave forth one of the nicest utterances that can well be expressed. When he said, I am, he did not refer to the outer expression, but he did refer to the Master, mighty Master presence God within, that is the Christ, because he repeatedly said, I of myself can do nothing. It's the Father within, the I am, the Christ presence within that does the works. When you recognize it and accept fully I am as the mighty presence of God in you in action, because the action comes from the Christ, you have taken one of the greatest steps to liberation. Therefore, let us understand that electronic body is the monad, the divine spark that emanates from the absolute, that first plane of nature, and is the absolute itself. That presence is that life, and never separates itself from that source where it belongs. And the concept of the individualized I am presence is, in fact, the Christ principle, a ray of that eternal light lowered into the higher mental realms that animates our personality, that is the real God within us. But remember that Christ is the likeness, the projection of that first manifestation in the divine plan, and so in fact is the same. Beloved Mahachohan explains, man's first spiritual birth is when he is created in the image and likeness of God, out of the very heart of the Father, Mother, God, that first monad, that is the atomic and Buddhic principle working together, and unto him is then given all the powers of his God parents. The first spiritual birth created what is known as the I am presence, the divine archetype, what I was telling you. Even as in the nature kingdom, the pattern of the oak is created before the acorn, so is the divine man created before the physical man. The rebirth, what is this divine man? Is the Christ. The rebirth referred to by beloved Jesus takes place when the divine pattern of the life stream, that Christ's presence, is fully externalized through the outer personal self, even as the oak tree is externalized through the acorn. Both follow the same law. And again, because I am telling you, know that we cannot attain Christ consciousness without acknowledging the I am presence, which is just one here, there, and everywhere, because it's the life principle, the life of the Logos, the cosmic Christ that permeates all that exists. I don't know if you remember, I told you that we are swimming in that electronic light. And beloved Nada speaks. So long individuals have wondered how to attain the Christ consciousness. The first mighty step is in the recognition of the great I Am presence. God dwell in you. You see, the mighty I Am presence dwell in you. The second step is in the use of that presence when you say I am with understanding of what it means, you have then and there entered into the Christ consciousness, because as we are aware of these words, I am, and use it in the right way, we expand that Christ consciousness, that is the manifestation of that archetype in this physical level. It does not mean you immediately express the fullness of that Christ consciousness, because that is a process. For you must first know where you are going and what you wish to do before you can accomplish it. That is a process of our purification and ascension. All the ascended ones have gone the same path and use identically the same application, because all roads lead to the great central sun, the Godhead, that first monad or I Am presence that builded this universe. So just also to make that connection, I am giving you more food for thoughts on with these presentations. No, the meaning of the word Christ also comes from Greek, and it's the meaning anointed one. For this reason, sometimes we say, beloved Jesus was the anointed one or the chosen one. No, and therefore, while the monad that we call electronic body is a more abstract concept representing our eternal and unchanged essence, is that Christ principle an active force within our consciousness, capable of guiding and inspiring us. But we shall never forget that the I Am, the electronic body, is the archetype, the Christ is the activity that brings forth that archetype to manifestation. But we shall never forget that the Christ is one with that first archetype, that we needed to study it as separate things, but in fact they are one. And I think it's almost in the end. I put here some words also of beloved Mary that can help us to understand this connection of the Christ. I tell you this for one reason alone. That is because you, each one, have an opportunity to receive into your own consciousness the divine pattern of your own Christ self, that image which was made in the beginning by the great eternal Father of life, and his beautiful complement, your own eternal Mother. Father and Mother, God, that initial monad. This electronic body is fashioned out of fire, eyes as brilliant as a star, hair filled with sunshine. The entire form manifesting the perfection and symmetry of universal beauty, and within the heart the pulse beat, containing within itself all the power of creation. That is the real you. For this moment, when I am doing the protocol, when I am talking about the Christ, I say it's the real you. You have forgot that image. You have forgot that pattern. The forms you wear today, the limitation in which you find yourself, are manifest proof to life that you no longer hold within your concept and consciousness the immaculate form created from the heart of the Father, Mother, God. And so that fire being is the Christ, and that is our real you. And that real you exists in that higher levels, and we need to learn to bring it to manifestation here in this outer world. And sometimes I put here, no, if we were created in the image and likeness of God, because that Christ presence, no, that is projected from our electronic bodies, is the perfection of God. Uh, why do you need to descend to the lower worlds, get dirt, and then polish ourselves through the fire of suffering, through human experience, to regain our divinity once again? Many movements, religious movements, see it as a fall in a negative way. Others, I think, feel, but I am one of these few, I see it in a very natural way. And I put here something that I like so much, that is wrote by Leadbeater in that book, Visible and Invisible. So he wrote, it's sometimes asked why, if the essence was divine in the beginning, and he turns again to divinity at the end, if the human monad was all wise and all good, the electronic level of our beings, when it started on its long journey through matter, through life, it was necessary for it to go through all this evolution, including, as it does, much sorrow and suffering, simply to return to its source in the end. But this question is based on a complete misconception of the facts. When what is sometimes, though perhaps inappropriately called the human monad, or that electronic body, came forth from the divine, it was not a monad at all, still less and all wise and all good one. There was no sort of individualization in it. It was simply a mass of monadic essence. The difference between its condition when issuing forth and when returning is exactly like that between a great mass of shining nebulous matter and the solar system, which is eventually formed out of it. The nebula is beautiful, no doubt, but vague and useless. The sun formed from it by slow evolution through thousands and thousands of embodiments pours life and heat and light upon many worlds and their inhabitants. Or we may take another analogy. The human body is composed of countless millions of tiny particles, and some of them are constantly being thrown off from it. Suppose that it were possible from each of these particles to go through some kind of evolution by means of which it would in time become a human being. So that particle that is thrown off one day also become a human being like us. So we should not say that because it had been in a certain sense in human, because it was within a human body at the beginning of that evolution, it had therefore not gained anything when it reached the end as one separated human being. The essence comes forth as a mere outpouring of force. So the essence, the monad, the electronic level in the beginning is just an outpouring of force, even though it be divine force. It returns in the form of thousands of millions of mighty adepts. Adept is ascended masters, each capable of himself developing into a logos, that means into one core or one universal I am presence that can build another universe. So we cannot talk about the electronic level without talking about the Trinity, because the electronic level is just that archetype or that oak tree within the acorn. So, or that nebula that one day you build a solar system. So I put here just to finish this. Suppose here is the spirit, level, the highest level, and we start here. Uh, we are emanated from there as that electronic body at first, of course, within it all the potential, but in that moment we were just unconsciously divine. I can tell you that in that time we can compare it with the Adam and Eve in the paradise. They were in the paradise, but they were not conscious of anything. They were like babies. They were provided by God. And God, in that means that entity that was the in charge of that word, but they were not really conscious of anything. They were even not conscious of themselves or of their bodies. So we were divine in the beginning, but that divinity was completely unconsciousness. We even didn't know that we were divine in that moment. But as we say yes and we start our journey to life, so, and we enter into the matter until we reach the physical level, gain our causal body, and start our ascension or returning to the divinity again. If we do not that, we never become real masters of energy, vibration, and substance, because is in the end of this journal that we descend as divine but unconsciously divine, but as we go through the journey of life, one day we return to it, but now we are consciously, we are an ascended master presence with full dominion, with substance, life, and vibration. I put yesterday the dictation of the mighty and presence that I received last year. So, in fact, through the journey of life, we make that potential that we have in our electronic levels, that archetype to transform here into God in action. So through our experience to life, we expand or we bring that Christ that is the likeness of the presence in the higher electronic level. You bring that presence, which is the Christ, to full manifestation in the lower levels of creation, become full God in action in these lower levels. So we become the ascended master presence. So what many people see as a fall or as a sin is just, in fact, for me and for the theosophic view, for me and for the ascended master Saint Germain, because I learned that with him too. It's just a natural, in fact, it's just a natural process that you need to go through to bring that electronic pattern into manifestation, into reality, with full mastery on these lower levels of the creation. And for this reason, we needed to be embodiment. Dear ones, you see, I don't go to talk too much. We are going to explain more deep these kind of concepts that in fact it's not difficult, but it's just we are talking about abstract concepts, and think that when we talk about this higher electronic level, that there we doesn't have any form, we doesn't have separation, and here we have separation, we have forms, and we feel separated, but in fact is what we see here is just the work of that presence through the Christ presence in this level. But it's so difficult to talk about it because it's in that level we don't have language, and here we needed to put these kind of things in language. In fact, when we say, like a beloved master Saint Germain, I put here again this I moment. My husband is not at home, and the guy is there. I am here, and okay. You can wait a little bit. I am in the end. Yes. I am in the end, yeah? You're good. He has, Papi is not there, no? That's right. Yeah, then it's come by, yeah? So, we to talk about things in that higher level is so difficult because that higher level doesn't have a language. It's level that we have, I think, just sound. And so to put it in words, it's not so easy. But in the chart, in fact, when you see that presence descend, that presence that is the glorious representations of our real being is rooted in that core, in that electronic core, which is the divine archetype, and it represents our real being. That real being needs to be throughout our embodiments. Purified or externalized, and so in the end, because the Christ is within our hearts, and when we expand the Christ presence within our heart and we start illumination our heads, that we do in the protocol, and then the heart and the head start working together as one. When that happens, then we have the full externalization of that perfect being that is the Christ, that is the likeness of that electronic level working through our personality, fully manifested in this physical world. And so for today, I think I go to stop here. Remember, Just as beloved Saint Germain told, if we say the Christ within our hearts, if you say the mighty in presence is the same thing. I like to say mighty in presence. I am used. Before Saint Germain, I said the Christ, but yes, along those years that I am under the master training, I accustomed myself to say just the mighty and presence within. But it's good to understand what it means, and I think it brings illumination, and we are going to continue to study it in the future. So let's finish with the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where human creation dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. So now let us finish the call for the Elixir of Life. Beloved, I am present, Saint Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements, empowering powers of light. Please charge this mineral water with the blessings from the Ascended Master's octave of light, and put here all the substances you need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the Ascended Masters in our physical bodies. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. We are so thankful. By the light of God that never fails, I command, I demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So visualize that this water is charged with whatever you need to manifest that Christ perfection in this human octave. And let us drink it together and be the perfection of the Christ right here and now. Hallo schön, das ist mein Marley. He doesn't have nothing to do. Holger is not at home, so we are going to just go directly to the end. Before it, let us just send our love and gratitude to the Royal Teton Retreat, the Brotherhood there, and ask the Ascended Masters to illumine our heads, our minds, so that we meet for our victory of ascension. And I know it's done and it's sustained. Let us also send our most loved, most deepest love and gratitude to the presence, the I am presence within us. That is the presence working here, there, and everywhere. And let us just accept that presence as the power and intelligence operating in our lives, words, and destiny. And with this feeling, let us finish this service with the closing blessing. Beloved, mighty and presence here, there, and everywhere, we love, bless, and thank you forever, forever, and beyond. For I am in you, and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And so, dear hearts, thank you so much for your presence here today. I am starting my new cycle, my boy, my new cycle with your presence in my life. I thank you so much. I hope all this knowledge can contribute a little bit for the expansion of your consciousness. In fact, what we need to understand that you need to bring forth in manifestation that archetype that is there in the electronic body, and we can do it just through the Christ consciousness, through the expansion of that Christ consciousness. And the expansion of that Christ consciousness is made by the expansion of the threefold flame within our hearts, working with the illumination of our heads, of that two glands within it, that is the pineal and pituitary glands, working together as the all-seeing eye of God. We are going to explain more about these things in the next year when we have these two parts of our beings work as one, and the Christ just expand its light through it, then we are the master presence manifested on earth. In the next week, we are going to talk about the alignment. We are going to do a good alignment because we start this series with the alignment, and we are going to close it with the alignment. Maybe we are going to talk a little bit, I don't know, about the alignment, about the 7 sacred weeks. Maybe we can do something spontaneous, and also so that I can hear comments, read comments, and answer some questions, I don't know. And we close it, and then we are going to have vacation for weeks, and then we start every day the 49 days of the 7 sacred weeks. And then we are going to do ourselves every day, but it is a small, no, about 4 to 5 minutes each day. And we just do the alignment and the outpouring of the master of the day every day. And so for the 7 sacred weeks. And then next year we are going to come back to our service with the grace and also with the knowledge, because you see, as we expand the mental powers, as we know things, we just dissolve ignorance, and then we can use it for our blessings and the blessings of the world. So thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week. And as always, hold harmony. Hold harmony, hold harmony, hold harmony. And now what I go to do, I go to eat a piece of cake because I deserve it. I have such a busy week. And now that I have done this service, I am really relaxed because I really didn't know if I could do it. Really, I did my best. I know it. So I love you. I go to finish it in God's way. God bless you. I love you. Bye.